Going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and the future of Bitcoin mining is upon us. So right here we do have the Avalon Mini 3. This is actually like a floorboard heater that mines cryptocurrency. In this case, it mines Bitcoin. Now, judging by the pictures on their websites and the leaks, we've heard about these for quite some time now, but it's a lot bigger than I expected. Like, here's my hand coming onto it, and you got this big old box right here. So we're gonna open this up, have a look at the brand new Avalon Mini 3. All right, so I do have the top of the box open. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but right here in the middle we have a nice sealed envelope, and this I think contains secret government files. No, I don't know if it does. I'm just kidding. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with the government, guys. But we do have a nice envelope here, probably instructions or something. Over here, this does say something about the Wi-Fi receiver. So yeah, there's your Wi-Fi receiver, just like what we saw with the Nano 3S. I guess it doesn't have Wi-Fi built into it. We gotta just kind of prop this open, dig our finger in there. Oh, I feel it, but I can't get it. Oh no, it's such a little hole. Come on, let's get in there. Oh, okay, got it. Here we go. Guys, I got the surprise in the middle of the Kinder, or however that works. So it is the exact same little USB drive from the Nano 3S. All right, guys, and as for the top secret envelope, I did open it up, and inside, to my surprise, is absolutely nothing. It is empty. There's nothing in there at all. See, nothing coming out of there. So it's just like a placeholder. Maybe there's some documents inside. Maybe you're supposed to put this in, but right now it's just a simple, pretty cool looking thing in the middle of the box. Doesn't really have any use, but we'll see as we take the next layer apart. All right, so I did open the rest of the box and pulled out our little floorboard heater, which we can see here, and it actually looks pretty good. It's got a decent amount of weight to it, and then obviously we got our power cable right here. So this is the front of this miner. Looks like a power button right here. Now on the bottom of this, we do have the spot to put in our plug. It is a C14. You can see that's the male end right there, C14. So for a power cable, which it came with, you'll need your C13 plug, and then go to, if you're going to a PDU or your wall outlet, that special end. And this is a North American standard 120 volt plug right here. That'll plug in like so. We got an off-on switch, which is nice. And then along the whole bottom, we got some foam, which is acting kind of like a screen for dust protection and whatnot. Now in the corner beside the plug, you can't really see because of my shadows, but right there is where the USB does plug in. All right, so I did plug it in. We can see it in right there. So that's where we plug in our Wi-Fi USB attachment. I'm gonna plug this in and let's have a look at her. So I did plug in the bottom here, and I think this is how it goes. This is just pretty much like a stopper here to keep your plug from kind of unplugging if you trip on the cord or anything like that. So that's actually a kind of a nice feature, so you don't cause a short or any type of sparking in there from not having things plugged in all the way. That is a major issue that some people get, is their cords or power plugs or anything slowly start to back up, and then they kind of, cause shorts and stuff. All right, so I got my power meter and everything brought over here. The power switch is not on yet, but we are using about 2.3 watts or so, 2.2 here, 2.3 there, with this thing not even on. So I'm gonna hit the power button right quick if I can find it here. There we go. So I just turned on the power button. Now we can see a light coming up top. So we do have some power. We're using a bit more power, but we're gonna have to set this thing up. It's probably gonna start mining by default somewhere. So I'm gonna open up the Canaan app and see if we can detect this. Oh, power already jumped up to 190 watts, 189. Let's see what this thing is doing. Oh, this actually has some cool symbols up top. I should point this out too while it loads. Now it looks kind of white here, but this is actually a solid blue. And where the white actually is, it's a darker blue. And then all the area around is kind of like fading through the color with the camera. You can't really see it. It looks way better, not on camera. All right, so I opened up the app and it detected it right away. So that was pretty simple there. Now we got to set up our internet and stuff. So if you saw my Nano 3S video, the setup process is exactly the same. Nice, fast, and easy through the app. Right now, we do got to find our Wi-Fi and set that up. All right, so this did pick up on the power usage by default. I didn't set it up yet, but we're at 731 watts, 32. It's picking up 33. Anyway, you can get the point there. But we're going to come into the app here and kind of look at things. It has a much bigger dashboard than the Nano 3S did here. It's taking up quite a bit more room, but if we click on it, we can see multiple modes. We have a heater mode, mining mode, nighttime mode, eco, super, and to set up our pool, we do have to go into the settings tab over here. So I'm just going to click on settings here, and now you can see filter, clear, warranty, pool config, and everything. So we're going to go to pool config, and then you simply have to put in your pool address, worker name, and your password depending on the type of pool you're using. And make sure you do set, which we found out in the Nano 3S, all 3 pools. So I'm quickly going to set this up. If you're unfamiliar, you put your pool stratum right here, kind of has a default there. Some of them are X'd out. We got our worker name. This will be your account name or your wallet address, depending on the pool you're using. Make sure you check on the pool on what they require for that, and then your password. Some do need a password, some don't, but basic pool setups for this miner. All right, so we are now mining away. Let's do a quick check of our power here, and we are at 822 watts right here. And then coming in to kind of look at our hash rate and whatnot, if it focuses for us here. I don't know what's happening. We can get readouts on the top as well on what it's doing. It'll go through your IPs and other things, but it's much easier to look on the app. And here we can see 37.92 terahash currently. And now we do have this high power mode and stuff. So I just wonder if we swap this over. Oh, we could set temperatures, 30C, 28C, or just straight up high, which means it runs all the time. So you can actually set the temperature on what you want to heat to and stuff. So that's interesting. Now we have super mode. When it's in heater mode, we have super mode and eco mode. And then in mining up here, let's just hit that. Let's just see what we got all for mining here. So what is this changing? I hit that, so maybe that was just a stop button. Oh, and that just shut it off. That's power button, and that just destroyed it completely. So now it's shut off. I'm just going to turn it back on. Yeah, the power dropped down to 7 watts when I did do that. And my focus, sorry guys, I apologize for the autofocus. It doesn't like digital screens very well here, but I turned it back on here. So I'm going to go back into the heater here. You can set timers, I guess, on the time, how long you want it to run and so on. Display, what do we got here for today? So we got time, custom, scroll, different displays. What's custom have here for options? Let's just change this up. And I get, oh, we can add images and stuff. All right, that's interesting. Anyway, I don't really care. Actually, I want to put that back into scrolling. I'm going to come back. I'm going to go back to heater mode here. And I'm going to move this into eco mode after I get some power consumptions and stuff for this. All right, so I am now in eco mode. We are getting about 26.61 terahash coming into the power consumption here for that. We're at about 547 watts. Now I also noticed that this heater in eco mode is blowing obviously a lot less. Even in high, it doesn't blow a lot, but just like a floor-based floorboard type of heater, they don't blow super hard. It's just a heat coming out of it. You can feel it out probably about 2 or 3 feet, the air blowing, and then obviously it's just hot air. So it is working like a typical floorboard type of heater. So that's actually pretty sweet. Now going through the app, I don't see a way to set the fans. I wish there was, but maybe it's all, you know, computer AI, internal programming that, you know, obviously if your fans are too high, it's going to cool it down. It's not really going to blow hot air. It'll just be warm air or cool air depending on your ambience. So maybe the fans just auto adjust to make sure the temperature inside stays at a certain temperature to keep moving out that warm air. So, you know, it makes sense if that's something that's going on. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I do wish there was a manual fan control. All right, so coming into the mining pool, we can see the Nano, wherever it is, right here. Mini 3 is what I did name this thing, and it is detected. Everything is mining as it should currently. So looking good, minus I got the A1566, the big bad boy. It's currently offline. I'm going to be sending that away to hosting, but we do have the Mini 3 up and running. I'm going to do a quick refresh here to see if we have any updates. There we go. Alrighty, so yeah, everything's looking pretty good right now. All right, so now versus the Nano 3S, we're gonna see how efficient this miner is. So it doesn't have 3 power modes, it only has the 2 super and eco mode under the heater setting. Mining setting is just for looking at the pool and things like that. So coming into the super, we're getting 37.92 terahash, at 822 watts. That works out to 46.13 gigahash per watt of power used. So in super high power mode here, whatever you want to call it, this actually is about the same efficiency as the Nano 3S in medium and more efficient than the Nano 3S in high power mode, which is awesome. Now in eco mode, obviously it's going to be a little more efficient here. 26.61 terahash at 547 watts at the wall there. That is a gigahash per watt ratio of 48.64, putting the Nano 3S is still a slight bit more efficient on the lowest power mode, but obviously you're getting a lot more hash rate out of here at decent efficiency rates. Now the big thing here, profitability. And I know a lot of you guys really care about this. Now, if you're mining to a pool and stuff, obviously you're in the negative. But the major thing here is this is actually going to save you money on your power bill. Now, I'm not trying to upsell it or sell it or anything, but really, seriously think about it. If you just went out and bought yourself, a little space heater or possibly a floorboard heater or something, using it, I think they use about 1,000 watts. I couldn't really find one for a little over 800, but I did see some of 500, 1,000, 1,500, and so on. But this did use about 822 watts. So you can see this would cost us $12.79 per day to run. Now, in theory, if you took this off, you come in, this is how much it's making if you had free power, $58. Now, I ran the numbers based on this and stuff, and it would cost you about 70 some dollars to heat your home. So in theory, your garage or your room or whatever, you'd be spending $70. Now, if you were just using this and mining to a pool and sold that Bitcoin all the time, let's put this back to 12 cents per kilowatt hour, you would then be heating that for only $12 a month instead of $75 to $80 a month. So this is actually reducing your power bill, and people are looking for ways to cut down your power costs. And this is a reason. Now on profitability, yeah, you're in the negatives and stuff, but if you're running a space heater anyway, or you want a space heater, this will actually lower your power bill by paying for the majority of it all by itself, which is actually a pretty big deal. Now, if you are looking for the possible Avalon Mini 3 or any ASIC miner, Kaspa, Lithium, a Leo that's coming up, anything, I do have a link down in the description to my website here, which does have all of my dedicated links to all the people out there. They are referral links, so it will help out the channel here. Also, discount codes to save you guys some money. And you can see the various different ones listed, as well as a bunch of hardware wallets if you're looking for a nice, safe place to store your cryptocurrencies. Now, the one I mostly use here is Miner Bros for a lot of my stuff. They do have every ASIC you could possibly think of. They do have shipping fees already included the prices, so it may look a little higher, but they also drop the value, which does drop your import fees quite a bit and makes it actually cheaper than a lot of places out there. So check them links down in the description, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.